Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to day 35 of journaling my journey to becoming profitable and the best version of myself. You know, today's just one of those days, guys. We ended up getting stopped out for $114 trading gold during the 8th session. And let's just go over the trade that we ended up taking today, why we ended up taking it, what we can learn, improve on, and how we can better ourselves in the future. So, going to the day, so bullish. Literally just insanely bullish day today. Super obvious. As you guys can see, we were kind of bearish, swept out these lows, and ever since we've been really bullish. We had a lot of draws on liquidity that still have not been taken out. But my main draw on liquidity was this 15-minute New York session highs. Great and huge draw on liquidity that I wanted for us to come and take out. But we ended up leaving this bullish for value gap right here that we ended up respecting and pushing off from. On the 5-minute, we ended up inversing on session open off this candle right here. We ended up inversing this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Then we ended up, after inversing this after inversing this 5-minute bearish for value gap, with that candle, we ended up leaving a huge bullish for value gap. We ended up coming in, tapping it, respecting it. I entered off right here, put my stops at these lows, and as you guys can see, we ended up pushing quite a lot. And I realized, I feel like we ended up sweeping these lows, and that caused the move down. Would you guys consider, I feel like this is like an internal high that I feel like price respected off of on the 1-minute. It's these highs right here. So I feel like we swept this high, and then we ended up pushing down lower. And we also had, I feel like I was good because we had this bullish for value gap that did not end up inversed, that didn't end up getting inversed, but then we ended up inversing it, and then we ended up pushing down lower. And then I was hoping that this for value gap could save us. But eventually we just did end up getting stopped out. And unfortunately, I wish I could go for 1-to-1s, which for a 1-to-1, I would have hit TP. But I can't because with Top Step, I can't trust the risk. One day it's a lot, another day it's little. Today, it ended up being little. And when I was in profit, I was up around $130. I was $20 away from securing the winning day. My TP was at $200, but it's just really unfortunate. And I feel like I wish I could just go for 1-to-1s. I feel like my win rate would be a lot higher and I would be a lot less stressed. But it is what it is. It's just out of my control. And then we ended up coming down, and I feel like we just ended up We ended up coming into this 5-minute bullish for value gap. Also respecting this 5-minute bullish for value gap, but I ended up getting wicked out. And then as I thought, the New York session highs ended up getting they ended up getting hit. And I feel like if I was to take more than 2 trades per day, I would have entered right here. Put my stops right here. Actually, no. Would have put my stops at the bottom of this candle, possibly. Because no, at the bottom of this bullish for value gap, like this. 2 risk to reward. Why? Because we ended up inversing this bearish for value gap right here on a 5-minute. So came down, respected this bullish for value gap, came up, inversed this bearish for value gap, entered here. But I would have got destroyed after. So good thing that I didn't, and it's important to just take 1 trade per day and get off the charts. But honestly, truthfully, I feel like this was a good trade, and I feel like you guys can back me. I feel like this move down was just a retracement. It's just unfortunate that I ended up getting wicked out. But I had the right trade idea because right after we did end up taking out these highs, and I feel like this is a huge draw on liquidity. and it's just unfortunate that we didn't get it with this move. We ended up doing it with this move. But overall, I feel like this is a good trade, and I am happy with it. It's just unfortunate today was one of those lower risk days, because I feel like I would have targeted these inner highs, and I would have been cool with it, and I would have just secured my profits for a 1-1. But since I wasn't going to get my winning day, I ended up just targeting the main draws and liquidity, which was these New York session highs. But, things happen. Not every day is going to be a winner, and you just have to understand that and just be okay with that. Honestly, what I realized is when I win, and I was talking about this with my friend. When I win, my vision and I just start thinking about the future so much, and trading just feels like the easiest thing in the world. It's so doable and so possible, and so much just opportunity, and just there's so much potential in it, and you could just imagine your future. But when you lose, it just I don't know, it makes you doubt yourself a lot, which is a problem. You have to have a really, really strong conviction in your strategy, but it just makes you feel like, I don't know, you just this is what I realized. When you lose, you get sucked into the moment, right? You're sucked into the moment, and you just focus on the day, and you're down, and you just feel like you don't know what you're doing. But you have to look at the bigger picture, and you're up. You're doing good in trading, and you should be happy. I'm up on the week, $367. I have one losing day. I didn't end up trading yesterday. I have 2 winning days. I'm up on the week, but I'm upset because I ended up losing today. On the year, I'm up. I'm up on February. Well, with this account, but February I had a tough month. December, it says only $17, but I ended up getting a $750 payout. I'm up on the year, I'm up on the week, I'm up on the month. It's just I'm down on the day, and you can't let that get to you. You have to always look at the bigger picture. This is just, think about your success. It's linear, it's an uptrend, but you're gonna have sorry, you're gonna have retests, and it's gonna go downhill sometimes. Wow, I'm not feeling too good, but that's just how today ended up going. Sometimes you can have a great setup, just see everything you're looking for, and it just can end up not working out for you. But you have to be okay with that, because that's just the reality of trading. You can't always win, and you can just find the best setup in the world, and it's gonna have high probability, but that probability is not 100%. So, and you have to accept that. So today just ended up being one of those days where I ended up being a loser. And I realized you just have to maximize your conviction in the markets and your probability to win. There's little mistakes that you can make in trading, like missing something on the chart, over risking, over trading, just letting your emotions get to you, and that destroys your edge. The only reason and the only possible way you could be profitable as a day trader is if you have an edge on the markets. But if you start making those mistakes and you start messing with your system, that ruins the probability and the edge in the markets, and you have no edge. And when you have no edge, the markets will humble you. They will just mess you up, and they will take everything from you. They have no mercy. So it's just really important that you stick to your system and have that edge in the markets, because that's the only thing that will keep you and make you money. So it will keep you from losing money, and it will make you money, and that's the only way you're going to be profitable if you have that edge. But there's so many things that just get in the way, and that's why it's difficult to have that edge and actually make money from the markets. But when you realize what you're doing wrong and fix those things, that's when you get better. So that's literally the entirety of this channel and what we've been doing, and I feel like we've made so much progress since the beginning of the year. But this is the point of the video. Let's go over our Bible verses for the day. I know I ended up finishing Proverbs, and I said I was looking to start a new book, and I chose Corinthians chapter 1, Corinthians 1. And I chose it because I was doing my research and I came across this TikTok, and it said Corinthians are a good book for guidance on purity, self-control, and becoming a person with integrity, which I want to get better at. And it says that Corinthians is a great book for that. So I ended up reading the first chapter today, and I want to go over that. Man, I'm so sorry. Over that with you guys today. So chapter 1, it says, preaching the gospel and the cross is not what gets you into heaven. It is the power of God that saves us and the sacrifice that paid for our sin. Preaching the gospel should just be something that we do as a thank you. So I feel like many people think that being a good person, sharing the gospel, trying your best not to sin, all those things are what gets you into heaven, but that is definitely not the case. What gets you into heaven is believing that Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins, and that we are forgiven by just the gift of him forgiving us and dying on the sin for us. That's what gets us into heaven. Having faith and believing that he died on the cross for us and that he paid for our sins. Preaching the gospel and being a good person and trying not to sin, that should just be all things that we would want to do as a thank you for what he has done for us. And I don't want people to think that I'm a bad person, I'm not going into heaven, and just if you sin, you're not going into heaven. It's just about repenting, trying your best to live righteously, but most important is believing that Jesus Christ died on the cross and paid for our sins. That's what gets you into heaven. And I know a lot of people can get like nervous or anxious that they might not be a good person and that they might be sinning, and that's going to keep them from heaven. But just asking God for forgiveness and believing that he died on the sins for us is what gets us into heaven. So I just wanted to let you guys know. And another thing that stood out to me was it's a verse that stood out to me, and I was trying my best to understand it. It says, God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound things that are mighty. And I feel like what this is saying is just like there's this balance in the world of with the foolish things and the wise things and the weak things and the mighty things. It's just an equal balance, and it's just best when there's not too much of something and to just I think it goes back to of just how all of us were made in the same image of God and equal, and that's just with everything in the world. There's just as much of there is good, there is evil, and as much as there's evil, there is good, and you can make of that of what you want. So that's just another verse that stood out to me, and I don't know. Without Bryce Crawford and him going over the verses, it's been hard for me because I have the King James version, and this version has like a really difficult version of English. It's like Old English, and it talks in a way that's maybe like hard for me to understand. So I want to buy the ESV version, and it's just in a lot simpler terms, and I feel like I'd understand it a lot better. So that's Bible update. Hopefully we finish Corinthians this month. Trying to read a chapter every single day. And guys, another thing that I realized recently was, and I felt it on my life. When you are building a relationship with God and you're getting closer to him and you're pursuing him and you're trying your absolute best to genuinely grow that relationship with him and just get closer to Christ, you will sin a lot less, and it's just sin just like strays away from you because you have Christ and God by your side. But when you start like just even slightly steering away from God, and it just gets like relationship declines a little bit and gets weaker, and your faith gets a little weaker, and you're just not as close to God as you were, sin takes over. You can't battle sin by yourself. You will lose that battle 10 out of 10 times. You need God to help you. And when you steer away from him, it's really, really difficult. And I felt that like the beginning of March, January, March, yeah, March. It's March 4th, and in the process where I was like not reading my Bible because I didn't know which book to choose. Um, and just I feel like my relationship with him and just the connection wasn't as strong, and I fell into sin. And it's just definitely difficult without God, and you need God to help you. You can't battle sin by yourself, and I'm glad that did happen to me, and it just made me realize even more. So growing a relationship with God is really, really important. I'm just thinking about the people that don't have that strong a relationship with him. I just imagine how hard it is for those people. And I remember how hard it was for me when I didn't have as strong a relationship with Christ. Sin was just inevitable. Like you just can't escape it. And it's true, without Christ, it's really, really difficult to battle sin. So it just showed me the importance of growing a relationship with God. So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully you guys gain some wisdom and knowledge from that. My God, hopefully I get better. This is bad. But anyways, that's day 35. Unfortunate loss, but it just shows that it's just part of the process and things like this will happen. But I hope all you guys are doing amazing and you guys are accomplishing every single thing that you want to accomplish. Set out your goals for March and pursue them relentlessly every single day, and you guys will achieve everything that you want. Because if you put in the work every single day, relentlessly, nonstop, and you just have this thought of success and future in your mind, and it's just like this energy, and just like you feel it, you could just feel it, you could see it, you could just like taste it, like you can grab it, like it's right there. Like you will accomplish every single thing that you want to accomplish. Because when you put in the work relentlessly every single day, success is inevitable. How can you not succeed when you don't give up and you're just doing every single thing in your power to achieve that? And plus, if you're bettering yourself in all aspects of your life, going to the gym, eating healthy, building your relationship with Christ, dude, you're golden. It's just like your future, you're building your future. Like a lot of people have faith and just hope, like, oh God, like hopefully like things work out. Hopefully like things just fall into place and I just figure it out on the way. Do you guys understand how dangerous that is and how risky that is? You're just hoping that something happens. Nothing happens unless you take action. And if you want the future that you truly wish for, you have to go out and take it. You have to build it. Genuinely, you have to build it brick by brick. You have to set the foundation. You have to make your future, and you make it by putting in the work every single day and just literally form your future. Make it. Take action. Hopefully, this was a wake-up call for some of you. Because generally, things will not just fall into place and things are not just going to magically work out. You have to put in the work and you have to make your own future. So, I'm sorry I went for a little bit of a rant. This was day 35. I hope all you guys are doing amazing. Hope you guys are all achieving all the goals that you guys are aspiring to achieve. And I will catch you guys in the next one.